We, just a couple days ago, sent 4 athletes consecutively doing the same 1-minute ramping test. Just put them on their own bike, on the Wahoo Kicker in the lab, had them do 1-minute ramps to max. We didn't do their metabolics or anything, but just wanted to look at their motion. Couple things you see here. So this is basically going to be the test 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we're going to look at. Just from a gross point of view, there's a lot of differences here, especially with respect to dead spot score. Right here, first athlete during the ramping portion, which is right here. It's significant and it actually reduces as they go along. Second athlete, absolutely minimal dead spot, very smooth pedal stroke the entire time. Third athlete, even bigger than the first, with again a little bit of a decrease as we go through and some left-right difference especially. And then the last athlete, again, pretty minimal. All of these athletes are racing cyclocross currently in season. First guy was on the podium last year, U23 National Championships. Dead spot score is higher initially, decreases as he goes along with increasing power. No change really, cadence is pretty much consistent throughout. And then we see some differences in that first quadrant for foot angular range, but not as much of a difference over the entire foot range. So you first have to understand what's going on before you then start to, okay, what are we going to change or what are you going to look at and how are you going to try to impact that? So for me, the interesting thing here is that decrease in DSS with increasing intensity. That's actually a good thing, that he gets smoother in some ways as he's working harder. This athlete is incredibly low in DSS throughout. Virtually no DSS, start to finish with a max effort in there. Very stable. She has a little bit of a change right at that absolute max in foot range, but otherwise her pelvic angle, her rotation and rock are very minimal. She was actually a downhill skier as a sporting background. She races cyclocross as well as she's a sprinter on the road. So again, just looking at those patterns, and she has that incredible core strength and stability that we see. Next athlete, another U23 guy, was on the podium in Cincy last week. This is the worst dead spot score, the greatest dead spot scores that I've seen from any athlete that I've worked with. I was like, whoa. Again, just performed incredibly well last week, and racing is a very powerful, skilled, able, capable athlete, but wow, there's some very interesting things going on that we're going to start to work on. We would not see this in any other way. There's no way we would see how unsmooth and how much of a difference there is then. And then we also see some changes, especially the pelvic rock and rotation as the power is increasing. So we're starting to see more movement in what's going on. So core strength and stability is something that we're going to start to address, as well as probably get this guy on rollers and do some other work with him. Another female cyclocross racer. Biggest thing, she's got very low DSS, again, consistently throughout. We see some of these asymmetries. Interestingly, each one of these little blips right here is her changing, moving around. She's not happy on that saddle. She's moving around. She's not currently on the right saddle, I can tell you that. Just from those number of significant movements, it's not the right saddle for her, and we also see some of those other changes. A big change in pelvic rotation from 5 degrees in the beginning to a 15-degree degree of pelvic rotation at the increase. So there's some things that we can get out of this that often might get missed otherwise.